Hi there, this is Andrew from Hot Tub Focus, and today we're going to talk about a rather unpleasant issue, which is foam forming on the top of your hot tub water. The first thing you need to do if you do have a foam problem is to check your alkalinity or total alkalinity and pH levels in your water. Those two things in themselves are the absolute foundation of good water chemistry, and if they're not right, they can lead to all sorts of problems, including foam issues. So check those first. Your total alkalinity should be between 100 and 200 parts per million, and your pH should be between 7.4 and 7.6. You can use balancing chemicals to get the balance of those absolutely right. And it's often not a quick process. Sometimes you need to add a little and wait a bit and then take another reading and so on and so forth. And there's usually a little bit of toing and froing and giving and taking over a number of hours or a couple of days until the alkalinity and pH levels settle to where they should be. It's worth taking the time because if they're not right, it will lead to all sorts of problems down the line. You also need to make sure that your calcium hardness levels are correct. They should be between 175 and 250 parts per million. Again, that's tested with a test stick and you just look on the side of the pot. It's very quick and easy to do, a test strip rather. If you haven't got enough calcium in your water, then it's easy to add a calcium hardness additive. If you have too much calcium in your water though, however, you really, in the long term, need to drain the hot tub because you can't take the calcium out of the water. You need to take the water out of the hot tub, and when you refill it, use a filter on the end of your hose, which will filter out the calcium, avoiding you having too much calcium in your water. The obvious thing to do is to shock the hot tub, particularly if it's had a lot of heavy use recently. Also, you can add sanitizer. If you're using chlorine, for example, giving a chlorine boost can be a really effective strategy to get rid of foam. You can boost up to between 5 and 8 parts per million. Then you really need to leave it for a good hour or two for the chlorine levels to reduce down to a safe 2 to 4 parts per million. So don't get in the hot tub until you're at that safe level of between 2 and 4 parts per million. If none of those things work, you can try anti-foaming chemicals. You just simply add those to your hot tub where 24 hours later, the foam should have reduced or should have receded. It's always worth cleaning your filters after doing, well, any of these things, particularly when you've shocked and sanitized. It's always worth cleaning your filters after you've used the antifoamer as well, because essentially what the antifoamer does is collect all of the gunk from in the water that's creating and making the foam, and it's caught in the filters. So clean your filters after using an antifoamer. You can try a clarifier also, which works in a slightly different way, but may actually help to reduce your foam problem. However, an antifoamer and a clarifier really are sort of putting a sticking plaster over the problem. The problem really is most likely to be that your water is dirty and is due a change. It's just got full of all sorts of bits of material and organic dust and gunk and dirt and things. And really the only thing, if none of those things work, is a full drain and refill of your hot tub. When you drain and refill it, to make sure that you're getting it absolutely, totally crystal clear and clean, it's worth cleaning out the pipes first. So you can use a flushing agent, add that to the hot tub, run everything for 20 minutes or so that it circulates around, and basically that flushes out all the dirt and gunk into the water before you drain it. Drain out the dirty water, give the hot tub shell a really thorough clean. You can use you can use white vinegar with water for this, but also you can buy specifically designed hot tub shell cleaners, which are quite good. Again, once you've used those, wash it all down with clear water so that there's absolutely no residue of any cleaning solution whatsoever left in the hot tub. Refill, and then obviously you need to change your filters, and then you need to adjust your pH, and you put your sanitizer in, etc., as you normally would do, and start from a clean slate. You're going to have to change your hot tub water every 4 months or so anyway on an average hot tub. It depends on your filtration system, but most hot tubs you need to change it every 4 months. If you're a heavy user of your hot tub, you might need to change it more frequently. If you don't use it quite so often, then maybe not so much. But, you know, changing your water is par for the course, and your foam issue could be a symptom of you having too much dirt in your water. To try and make the water last longer and to reduce the foam, well, it's always worth showering before you go into your hot tub, and that should really just be par for the course. Anything like shampoos and moisturizers and sweat and dirt off our bodies all contaminate the water and help create foaming and dirty water problems. So the cleaner we are when we get into the hot tub, the better. You can avoid spilling food and drink in the hot tub as well. They quickly contaminate the water and create all sorts of problems, including foam. And also it's a really good idea, as you probably already do, to keep it warm, to put a lid on. You need to put the lid on and keep it on when the hot tub's not in use. Obviously that keeps the air in and keeps it warm, but it's also great for keeping, creates a barrier between the dirt and, being blown in on the wind and the water. So keeping that lid on will stop dirt and debris blowing in and keep the water cleaner for longer. Okay, well, I hope that's given you some ideas and some solutions to your foaming water problem in your hot tub. Have a look at the link below. There's a much more detailed blog post on Hot Tub Focus about all of this, where this whole sort of thing that I've just been through is explained in more detail. So have a read of that, and hopefully you'll have a bubble and foam-free hot tub. Okay, see you next time. Bye-bye.